up, you guys? We're back again, the Boisterous Boys podcast, and we have some legends in the building. Sometimes we use the word legends or GOAT a little loosely, but today we have some elite legends. I mean, I'm talking about like, I can't even say legends or GOATs. We got to say Billy Goat right now. We got Billy Goat in the building. Something different. I'm talking about somebody when, I look up to both of these guys, GSP, 9 times. I don't know. Is it 9 or 10, 20 times UFC champion?
20. It's got to be 20.
Is it 20 times? Then I heard that. Then we have another GOAT, Billy Goat. When it comes to combat sports photography, we have the legend himself, Eric Williams, and we're gonna be talking about this new line that you guys are launching today. A lot of fighters are complaining about pay right now, GSP, and we noticed throughout your career, you had a lot of sources of revenue. You had the Rush Fit. You had a lot of different side businesses. How important is it to have different streams of revenue for fighters?
Well, it's important the way I worked really hard through all my career to be where I am. I think it's important to plan how you retire. You know what I mean?
Right.
For your living. And it's this brand that I'm doing now with Eric. It's for the fans. It's to inspire the fans. It's a brand that reflects my, who I am. The person that I am, and the martial artist, the value that I carry through all my career. And that's why we did it too as well.
Yeah, these I saw some of the pieces already. They're amazing, absolutely amazing. I can't wait to get some for myself. But what inspired you to make this and to at this time now to say, I want to do this for the fans. I want to create something that is dope and going to give back to the fans?
I think it's part of the legacy. I'm not an active fight. I don't fight anymore. I don't compete. But you want to leave something for the fans. You want to leave something that the fans can remember you for. And Eric is an artist. He's the perfect man to do it, to do this project with. He's just incredible, and I know him. Working with him makes me very comfortable because we're friends. And I think that's why the project came out so well, because the picture that he was able to take was very natural. It wasn't the art that he created was very natural. It was authentic because I'm very comfortable with him.
Yeah, it was definitely a collaboration. It's not just me. There's what George brought to the table. And honestly, in creating this with him, it was reflecting back to the authenticity that fans felt, that other fighters felt. I've met 20 fighters that say they're fighting today because of Georges St. Pierre. So in creating this with him and bouncing ideas off of him, and when he saw it, he said, hey, man, I've never seen myself like this. And that's something that I wanted to attack, because I think as a whole, fans become disconnected from the athlete. It's always the brand sponsors the athlete, so you're always going to them. And this, I wanted to reflect the spirit of mixed martial arts and obviously the spirit of Georges St. Pierre. So, yeah, man, here we are.
What direction are you guys trying to take this brand? What demographics, what type of people are you guys trying to reach?
I think all kinds of people. I got some of my fans are more the old school guys. Some are young. I always stand for authenticity. Who I am. I never trash talk my opponents. Nowadays you see a lot of guys, they promote fights, they try to trash talk. I never been a good trash talker, and I learned through martial art, respect, and that's how I carried myself in this sport. So that's what the brand is all about. You know what I mean? It reflects the value that I carry myself with. So some people, it's their style, they will like it. Some people, maybe they're more like sort of Conor McGregor style. They like a fighter that trash talk, who make more noise, sort of. You know what I mean? With his mouth, or it depends on your style. I think it will please a lot of fans, a lot of my fans, and it's made for every kind of people, the young and older. It depends how much of a fan you are of a mixed martial art.
When you were an active fighter and at the top of the world, making all the money, winning all the belts, what steps did you take at that time to prepare yourself for the life after fighting? Because I know a lot of fighters don't really think about that very much. They think that you know, they're going to stay on top and continue to make all this money. So if you could share, what steps did you take to prepare yourself for the end of your career?
I always retired on top. I always wanted to retire on top. The reason is for health purpose. You know, if health, I believe, is the most important thing in life. And I wanted to retire on top for my health. Also, for a business standpoint, when it makes me sad when I see a lot of legends, they retire too late. I believe as an athlete, we're entertainers, and we're all like in the stock, like a stock on the market.
Yeah.
Sometimes our stock is high, and sometimes it goes down. You know, depending how you are in your career. That's why I wanted to retire on top, because my stock was high. Of course, when I retired, I might have felt I left money on the table, but I knew that in the long term, it would have been better, because when you retire and your stock is high, you can turn around and a lot of opportunities open to you, because you know you're hot, you're doing well, and these doors might not be open if you retire and on a losing streak. So that's why I did it like this. I think it was for my health, for my well-being, it was the best move to do, and also for my career, for business-wise as well.
We talk about that a lot on our show. We talk about, you know, diversify your income. You know, don't only focus on fighting. Use the UFC and other promotions to, you know, to boost your marketplace value. So I mean, you hit it right on the head. One more question for you about the shirts. BlueChip and Eric Williams. You guys collabed on this project, right? So Eric, I have the opportunity to see some other designs that Eric designed as well. You know, Eric is a master at what he does. So I wanted to, you know, see, you know, when are you guys gonna be dropping that heat? What's the next heat that's coming out? Because I seen some of the designs. They're hot right now, you know. So when are you guys dropping next? What's the next drop?
Man, listen, it's a lot of moving parts, and it's coming. Okay. I don't know. You know, it's kind of like a record. Like, I heard this record and it's coming.
Hey, we need it.
You got the promotions. You got this person, you know.
Need it right in the vein. I seen the heat that Eric already putting out. So, you know, let's do it.
Obviously, you talked about your fighting career and how you pivoted from that at the top. What is your plan? What's next for GSP in the coming years, as far as, you know, being a retired fighter, and your next business ventures?
Now I'm involved in a lot of things. I'm even more busy than I was when I was fighting. Of course, I train every day. I will always do until the day I die to stay in shape. For me, it's a lifestyle and a therapy, you know, to be happy. I'm involved with a lot of fitness equipment, a lot of food supplement. I'm involved also. I have a vodka that comes out pretty soon with BlueChip team. I have movies that are coming out. I just finished with Disney, the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. So a character in Marvel Universe. So I have a lot of fun project coming up.
That's crazy.
Now the last one, I'm sure you get asked this question a lot, but I want to hear it, you know, for myself. If you were to come back now and you were still, you know, prime GSP, how do you think you would fare against Kamaru Usman?
Eat that ass.
Well, that's what every fighter will tell you. Yeah, I'm gonna beat him up. You have to look at this from an outside perspective, and in a logical way to analyze this thing is, in sport, in science, technology, everything, performance tend to get better over time. We can't notice it in fighting because we don't have any instrument to measure the performance. We can only speculate. Tyson was better than Muhammad Ali, and Usman better than George, or you know what I mean? Or, you know, like same thing. But you can notice it in sport that you have an instrument of measurement. For example, we know that Usain Bolt was better than Jesse Owen. You know what I mean? Because we can measure it. Same thing in lifting. But fighting is very subjective. We can only speculate. Of course, me, I think I would have done well. You know, I'm a fighter, I'm confident. But because sport tend to get better, I believe normally the fighters of today are better than the one of yesterday. And the fighter, as good as they are today, the one in the future will be even better. I think that's the true answer to this question, to tell you the truth.
George being humble.
Yeah, he being humble.
He being humble.
He's been humble.
He's so humble. That's why people love you. That's how people love you. That's why people love George. He's so humble and mad respect to you.
And guys, it's not that the fighters of today are, the person is better. Is they are, like Einstein says, if I can see further, it's because I'm standing on shoulders of giant. It's because of all the predecessor, the work that they have done. They have learned from them, so they already start with a head start. You know what I mean? On all their predecessors, so it's normal. And the next generation will be even better than them, and even better and better. That's how it goes. That's as hard as it is to admit, guys, for any athlete, because they always want to be remembered, to be there. That's the truth, I believe.
Wow. Last question, George. Last question. You have a lot of wisdom. You have a lot of knowledge in the sport. You're accomplished a lot in the sport. What advice would you give to these current fighters now that's fighting today? What advice would you give? Make
your money and cash in and get the hell out while you make thing after. Live on your name. Live on your, on what you have been accomplished. Don't let nobody can beat time. Time is something that nobody can beat. Sooner or later, you're doing this and you're going up and down. That's the cycle of life. But don't wait to go down. Retire when you're on top. Even if you feel sometimes you're leaving money on the table. Don't stay there too long. Man, if you don't do it for yourself, do it for the people that you love.
Man, we love you, George. Big fan of yours. I've been a fan for a long time. Thank you for your time.
Yes, sir.
We're like I said, we're a big fan of what you've done and what you accomplished, as you as well as Eric Williams. We appreciate what you guys contribute to the sport, contribute to the culture. We love both of you guys, and man, thank you for your time, both of you.
Yes, thank you very much,
man.
George.
Thanks for having us.
Yes, sir.
Thank you again, George.
All right, man.
Bye.
Take care.
This is such a sport of relationships, I think, more than anything. It's incredibly welcoming. It's loving, as competitors, as what mixed martial arts artists do, what you do, Sunni. It's magnificent. I'm in awe of that shit. So to be able to work with George, to be able to work with BlueChip and put this out was an opportunity that I don't think would have come in the NFL or the NBA or Major League Baseball. So this is it's family. It's much more closely knit than anything I've been involved with. So I appreciate you guys just having us.
Question for you, man.
Yes.
Since we have more time with you than George, you deal with a lot of brand building. You have a lot of knowledge in brand building,
right.
These fighters up and things like that. And as we talk, off air, in our private time, a lot of these fighters are missing the mark when it comes to business. What do you think the fighters need to do to help them out, business wise and building their brand?
I think there needs to be an education on exactly what a brand is. I think far too many fighters think a brand is what you do, or brand is what you are known for in your career. And that's not what a brand is. A brand is what people say about you when you're not in the room.
Nice.
As a fighter, we can turn on the television and see you fight anytime. As a fan of fighters, we can do that. But what I think people want is a piece of your soul, not literally, but they want to know what you do in your off time. They want to know what kind of crackers you eat, what kind of water do you drink, what is what's your diet like? Not just in a, oh man, so what are you eating, closer to fight time, but what do you do on a daily basis, right? I also think fighters are not willing to invest in the long-term stability of their brand because they don't know what that is. I don't think most managers in the sport know what it is to build a brand. They know how to capitalize on the next fight, the fact that you're in the UFC, the fact that you're in Bellator, the fact that you're an MMA fighter. Every manager, every coach and trainer, that works with an athlete that's not in the UFC, man, you need to work with them now. They're on their way to the UFC. You know, the UFC is obviously the biggest promotion, and yes, you know, fighters would love to be there. But even if you don't get there, you still have a voice. You still have a message. You're still an elite athlete. So invest in this shit now. Don't wait until you're on, you know, fighters get on 2, 3, 4 fight losing streaks, and then you want to start building something. Because at that point, man, I'm sorry. The vast majority of people have moved on and they don't care. And that's a hard pill to swallow. It's a hard pill to swallow that people, oh man, this dude should have retired 5 years ago. But he's still around losing. That is tough for me to hear, because I've become friends with these people. I'm in their personal space, and I don't want to go on and on. But yeah, you have to connect with somebody that understands the long game. Have to.
What involvement did you have in the whole process with you and George St. Pierre and the BlueChip? What did you contribute to that, so people can understand, like, get a gist of what Eric Williams brings to the table?
So I met George in 2007. Yeah, into 2007, maybe early 2008. And I was told I was never going to work with him. He's this walking god and blah, 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 blah. So when we met, it was at the Magic Show in Las Vegas, which is crazy enough, it's the gathering of all of the big brands that are, you know, in the public arena today. And I saw him and David the Wazoo sitting on a couch, and I thought it was like punked. I was looking around, I was looking for some cameras, and these guys were just sitting there. So I walked up to him, introduced myself, and he asked me, he says, "Hey man, you know, you want an autograph?" I said, "No, man, I'd really like to just talk to you." And he goes, "Oh, well, please sit down." I was like, "What?" So I then started talking to him about his brand, what he wanted for himself 5, 10 years down the road. Most people go, "Man, I don't know. I just want to be champion." Most fighters, right? So I started to, I explained to him, I said, "Listen, all fighters love Muhammad Ali. I've never met somebody that goes, 'Man, Ali sucks.' All of them love him, right? But we weren't around when he was at the top of the food chain, or he was the man, right? We feel that this connection to him through the photographs and somebody who was there to be able to tell their story. That's what I was doing with George. I was telling his story. I was getting those private moments, the surgeries, the first time that he trained with Freddie Roach, the plane ride to the Philippines, the plane ride to Japan, all through the rehab. These are all of the things that the people as a whole don't get to see. So I got a really up close and personal view of who he was as a man. So when I started on kind of coming up with ideas, and I wanted something that really reflected who George was as an athlete, reflected who he was as a martial artist. I don't honestly, look, I'm going to put this out there. I'm strong as a creative director. I'm strong as a photographer, right? But I had to pull in some people that could help me execute that vision. And there was one designer who I reached out to, and he was all in. His name was Frank Jamin. He's actually from Cameroon. I think the village right next to where Francis is from. He helped me execute all of those ideas into something cohesive. So it's not just me. When I talk about building a team and putting people around you in the places that can help you cohesively, launch that brand. Frank Jamin he's my right-hand guy in this. And designers generally don't get a lot of credit, but this project would not have gotten off the ground without him. We got, I think, 2 to 3 weeks out from launching the St. Pierre collection. We were going to do it independently. And Markel Martin and Philippe, George's manager, reached out and said, "Hey, we have an opportunity to go to a company that specializes in this." And we all jumped on the phone, and it was kind of magical. I think maybe 3, 4 phone calls in, we were like, "All right, let's do it."
You any questions, Sunni?
I have no questions. Go ahead.
No questions. Okay.
Last one.
I'm still I'm still over here messed up about me just having a conversation with GSP. I'm sorry. I can't even think right now.
Like he high. He's like he's high in that corner right now. Hey, I just want one more question with you, Eric. What advice would you give these up and coming fighters that's in having trouble with the UFC or whatever organization, what advice can you give them? Because you've been around the sport for a long ass time. Same question I asked GSP.
Invest in yourself. Put yourself first. Fighting is a very selfish sport, but you have to invest in the long game. And that is investing in photography, investing in video, investing in your story, letting people in, that engagement. Look, I'm terrible on social media, right? That's why I got this guy who's about to help me take this thing to the next level, named Sunni. Fighters have to, man, they have to invest in their brand. They got to invest in themselves. They have to ask questions. Your manager manages your career, but they don't manage your personal brand. That's something that you kind of don't have control over. You don't. That is up to the people. Like I've said, a brand is what people say about you when you're not in the room. Like, you ever heard anybody shit on Georges St. Pierre? You ever heard anybody shit on Anderson Silva? You ever heard anybody shit on Ronda Rousey? You may not like their performance in a fight, but from a personal standpoint, that connectivity that we feel to those athletes, I've never heard another fighter shit on somebody else or another athlete. So that's because we know them personally. We're around them day in and day out, and you have to invest in that. That's the biggest thing, man. Get with somebody who understands branding, who can help you for the long game. Fighting is a very short career, and sometimes things, zig when you should have zagged. Is that what they say? Zig when you should have zagged.
Yeah.
It can change everything for you. Like everything. Like George said, he wanted to leave when his stock was high. This dude ain't stopped working. I can name 50 fighters that didn't leave when their stock was high. You wonder what they're doing. You wonder where they are. Do people care? Nope. It's sad, but you got to make that investment. You have to.
Man, like throughout my whole career, you helped me out a lot. I will not be in this position if I didn't have your advice, your wisdom, your direction.
Nope.
Swear to God, I love you to death, man.
Sorry.
Been around for a long ass time, man.
Man, we're from the same hometown, which is insane.
The same hometown. It's crazy.
Born in the same hospital.
Yeah, for real. You're right. Little country town, Albany, Georgia.
Albany, Georgia.
Man, I love you to death, man. Love you to death. I'm proud of what you're accomplishing. What you're doing right now, I think is a game changer. You're teaching these up and coming fighters to diversify their portfolio and do bigger things. Don't just rely on one source of income. So if we can do anything to help you, let us know, man. We love you to death over here at Boisterous Boys. And this is the Eric Williams. I'm Courtney Hendo, and I got my guy Sunni over there looking like he's super high right now because he's super.
Yo, dude, you're so high.
I'm not. I promise, I'm not. I didn't smoke anything. I didn't do anything. I'm just.
My dude Sunni over there in cloud 20 right now.
Hey man, listen. I know the feeling that he has. Yeah. I know it. I experienced it once, and it was the Georges St. Pierre Anderson Silva photo shoot. Mm-hmm. I actually did cry. Wow. because having the two of them on set together was something I thought I would never see ever.
Iconic.
Yeah, it was just that moment that you're like, damn, I'm here with these guys. And they were like college roommates who hadn't seen each other for such a long time. It was unreal. So I know exactly where you are, Sunni.
I mean, I just want to say this, like, on camera, I feel like people know this already, but that dude is the reason why I'm fighting. And I wanted to say something when you said that, but it's true. Like, he's the reason why I'm fighting. So to be able to have a conversation with him, even if it was a short one, that's crazy to me. That's crazy.
Pretty awesome.
Dreams do come true, people. Dreams do come true.
That's right.
You know what I mean? But we're gonna sign off, man. Boisterous Boys, Eric Williams, the Billy Goat.
Thank you for having me. I'm not the Billy Goat.
Billy Goat, don't let that guy lie to you. I'm a retired photographer, so I'm telling you guys from my personal experience, that's the fucking Billy Goat.
Well,
not even Goat. Man. That's Goat is like regular now. We take it to a whole nother fucking notch. Billy Goat.
Well,
George St. Pierre, Billy Goat.
Yeah, listen, I'd love to come back. I have a I've got some other things that I'm working on within the sport that I'd love to share with you guys. And I'd love to give away a print, at some point to your fans. And we'll figure out who that, should be. Maybe it's a GSP thing.
Bro.
Yeah.
That'd be dope. I mean, well, we might be doing a giveaway for that for the new merch too. So
yeah,
keep an eye out for that. Keep an eye out for that.
What happens? We'll see what
there
happens.
we go. All right, guys. Thank you again for having me.
All right, it's also a pleasure. We'll see you.
All right, man. All right, have a good one.